It's an overcast and windy Thursday, but the bus is generally late. But they're pretty good. I mean, one time I was running really late, and I had to catch it just across the road here, which isn't the stop, but the bus driver still stopped and picked me up. So that was nice of them to do that. But it depends on the driver, I guess. They're generally pretty good down here because it's so quiet. But further down the route, they might become a bit more. There might be a bit more hard ass on that, but I'll walk on this side for a change just in case they come along and just hail them and we should be okay. I checked out another house in Kawara in this area, but a bit closer to the highway. So the advantage of that is that I'd have the choice of both buses, because I could walk there in 20 minutes, which means it's a viable option to just walk to the bus stop. So that was one thing that was good about it. It was a smaller block. It was only about 660. Had a pissy little pool, but it did have a fairly neat and, well, they definitely renovated kitchen and bathroom compared to what I've got. So it was in better nick. Didn't have a garden, just had lawn. So I'd be working on that straight away if I got it. But yeah, that's basically it. It's another option. They're out here. See, Kawara is a large suburb. There's at least, I think it's about maybe 3,000 people here, something like that, maybe a little less, but it's a pretty big suburb compared to Clifton Beach anyway. And Trinity's a big place, but I don't find as many options there. So Kawara does have a few coming up, and I don't mind living here. Even better if it's closer, if it gives me more options transport-wise. That is a definite plus. So just a matter of keep looking, and I haven't heard back from the kitchen reno place, so hopefully they'll get back to me soon. They're pretty conscientious, so I'd say today or tomorrow we'll hear from them, and we'll get things moving there. But you know, if I do find a place I want, I'd like to be able to get things into position really quickly in a matter of weeks, so I get the place on the market. So if I got a full renovation happening, that's going to slow things right down. Something to think about, I guess. Now, it looks like the bus is a non-starter. It's quite humid out, actually. Not really nice. I was looking forward to getting inside the bus. But they should have been back by now. I've been waiting here for a while. I haven't seen one bus go by. I'm expecting one to probably come from the left, which means he's running very late. Hopefully, because otherwise I have to wait another half hour for the next bus, which I'm not really looking forward to. And the problem is I'm too far from the highway to walk. It'd be a sweaty mass if I walked all the way up there. That's why if I was living near, closer to the bus stop on the highway, it'd be a hell of an improvement. Give me an option of 2 buses for a start. So this is what happens when you're stuck in the middle of suburbia. So praying that the bus does show up, but not looking good at the moment. It's at least 5 minutes late. Not a good sign. Here comes the bus, and it's bloody late. Oh dear. Yeah, what time is it? It's about, it's 29 past, and it's supposed to be at the terminus at 20 past. So, yeah, it's going to be about 13 minutes late, but at least it's running. I guess that's something. But they seem to be chronically late these days, and I'm wondering if it's to do with the fact that now we have these $1 fares for the whole day travel, or 50 cents for one trip. You know, the extra number of people getting on board, you think maybe that's slowing down the service. I don't know. Can't complain about last week's trip. It didn't cost me a cent, although I was delayed a lot of the time. I had to wait about an hour for buses in total, which is a pain. So yeah, it's not as good as it was. It's definitely gone downhill, the service level. God, is it busy in Cairns. Both buses I took today were crowded. and I was actually standing for the first part of the trip back home, which has never happened before. Just seems to be a lot of people here. Like the supermarket was packed. Couldn't find a couple of items that I did remember to get for a change, but I couldn't find them. And because the supermarket was so full, I couldn't get any assistance from any staff member. There was just no one around. I did at least get to have my stuff put through by a checkout chick rather than have to use the auto checkout, so that was good. But yeah, it's just like Cairns' population has doubled. It just seems a lot more traffic on the road, a lot busier in the supermarket. Mind you, it's later in the day, and maybe after 4 o'clock it does get busy. And the buses, just incredible. Never seen them so busy. They weren't collecting fares again today, so I guess that's got something to do with it. Maybe people are onto that now. But it was only $1 anyway for a day trip if you prior to that, so there's hardly much difference. Well, welcome back to Cooking with Doug after quite a long hiatus. Today I'm going to attempt a new dish, and it's Hungarian goulash. So we'll just give you an overview of what the ingredients are for this particular meal. I don't think I'll have too many problems with it because most of the cooking here is fairly standard from what I've been doing, and so I don't think it's going to be a major issue. Just hopefully it's quite tasty. I am missing one ingredient. It's a traditional Hungarian goulash, and one of the ingredients is a bay leaf, and I couldn't find it at Woolies yesterday, and Coles don't even stock them. Well, they're out of stock. They're out of stock of a lot of things, Coles. They've got to do something about that. But anyway, so it is missing bay leaves. That's the one ingredient it is missing. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Maybe I could add it later. The good news is I'm using spuds and carrots, so I won't have to worry about rice with this meal when I'm eating it. I've already got the carbohydrates included in the meal itself, so that's a bonus. I can have it as a thick soup or just, that might be one of the best way to have it, but I can have it on a plate as well. But anyway, I'll just give you a squiz of the ingredients. Okay, now I've already cut up the onions, 1.5 cups they say, so I think that's at least 1.5 cups, plus 5 garlic that are crushed. I'm using butter as to lubricate my poor man's Dutch oven, which I'll show you in a sec, and which is more traditional. You're supposed to use pork lard, but I just happen to have some butter, so I'll go with that instead. And there's spuds and carrots, which will be diced, and 1 yellow and 2 red capsicums, which I don't usually use. I only buy the green ones, which I have with my other meal. And I've got diced tomatoes there. I'll add some tomato paste as well. I like that combo. And we've got a container of beef stock, the El Cheapo $1.90 litre of beef stock from Coles. I was tempted to buy the cubes because it's obviously better value. It's not a big deal just mixing it up, but as it turned out, I don't use them that often, so I probably would have chucked them anyway, so might as well buy it in that liquid form. And the only other thing to show you is my poor man's Dutch oven, which is this utensil here, and it's just made out of aluminium. A real Dutch oven is made out of a thick earthenware, which I guess distributes heat more evenly, but I've found this to work perfectly well. I do have a top for it, a glass top, and that's a bonus because I can see what's cooking inside. So I've got that as well. So together they make my poor man's Dutch oven. I've used before to make beef rendang and it's been fine, so what the heck, let's live dangerously. I was remiss, I forgot to mention 2 other ingredients, the diced beef. It's not a casserole beef, it's actually high quality, but that's all I had, and I got on special for $10, 500 grams, so what the heck. That's my tomato paste, which is still thawing out. And the other big one is the paprika there, which is just about onto its use-by date, so perfect timing to put that in. So in the meantime, in the pot you can see that the butter is melting, and I'll be transferring my onions in there. We'll do them for about 7 minutes, get them brown, and I'll come back to you. Okay, as you can see, the excuse me, the onions are fairly well browned now, which is what you're looking for, and I've got to put in the diced beef next and see what get that browned up. It'll take about 7 to 10 minutes, and then we'll get the peppers and the garlic and both peppers and garlic into the mix as well. And we're getting there. Pretty easy, really. This isn't too hard to cook. Just follow the instructions and hopefully it'll be fine. Right, as you can see, the beef is browning up quite a bit. I think it's time for me to now transfer my tomatoes in there, plus the capsicums, plus the garlic. I normally saute garlic, so it's a bit unusual, this one. But anyway, we'll see how we go. I'd much prefer using olive oil rather than butter as a lubricant because it's a lot less messy. Had to wash my hands a few times to get the butter smell out. So old school stuff, I guess. As you can see, this supposed flip top tomato crushed tomato container didn't actually come off automatically, and I had to use my new a can opener I got from Coles. At least it worked after it took me. Always takes me a while to work these damn things out, but it actually did do the job. So now I can finally transfer tomatoes into the pot with any luck. Here we go. How dramatic is that? I'll turn the temperature right off because of this mishap, and so I'll get back into it. So we got that in there, and now I'll have to get this. This is probably, this container here is semi-frozen. I've defrosted it, but it'll probably take a bit of work to get that in as well, so I'll do that next. Okay, well that worked out all right. It mixed in fairly well, so no great dramas there. I'll just put the capsicum in both lots. I noticed my next door neighbours starting up with more industrial noise. I don't know what it's from. Maybe they're washing their swimming pool or something, but they seem to love making noise. The guy's got one of those really grunty motorbikes that he starts up in the morning, and not every day, thank God, but when he does, they tend to idle the damn thing for 5 minutes, so you've got to listen to that crap before they even get moving. Very annoying, but anyway, it's still better than living in a flat. But if I did move to another house, hopefully I'd have quieter neighbours. But again, I could come a cropper and move into a place where the neighbours are noisier. Anyway, we're getting the ingredients in there. I'll just double check that I put the garlic in now. I'm pretty sure it's all part of the mix. We'll just see. Okay, I've taken that mixture off the boil. It's an added paprika, which was 4 tablespoons full. It doesn't have that much taste to it or heat. I don't know what's going to be like when it's in the mix. Added some salt and some pepper to the mix, and now going to put in the stock. This is a whole litre of stock, and from what I can gather, it said 5 cups, which is equivalent of, I think the litre is about 4 and a bit cups. So we'll just get rid of the whole shebang here. So that's all emptied in there, and then we're going to warm all this up, boil it up again, and we'll be adding the spuds and carrots, diced spuds and carrots a little later. So we're almost near the end now. There's the burner still going. I'll just move it over there and we'll get it moving. Okay, so the pot is just sitting there at the moment, coming to a boil. Once it does, I'll drop it down to a simmer for 40 minutes, and then the final step will be adding diced carrots and potatoes into the mix and another 40 minutes of simmering. So we're almost there. It's not too difficult. I just tasted it. It tasted okay. I don't think it's going to be particularly hot. The paprika, I'm used to chili and curry these days. So this is not a particularly hot meal, but it could be quite a hearty meal. So fingers crossed it turns out okay. So far, so good. There's nothing particularly radical in the recipe. In the past, apparently, they didn't even add beef stock. They just added water. I guess they just didn't have the money. Beef would have been a luxury back then, so I guess that's why it was omitted. But in our affluent inflationary times, we can have beef stock. Well, we're in the final phase of cooking. Now time for me to transfer the carrots and diced spuds into the pot and simmer them on for another 40 minutes or so. So I've got quite a few here. I hope I haven't gone overboard with the carrots. Hopefully this will work well, that they'll give enough time for them to cook. I haven't done this before, but the actual broth itself seems to be going okay, so we'll see. As I say, it's strange not to saute the garlic in olive oil. That's something I'm used to doing, so it's strange I didn't do that this time, but that's the direction. So we want to make authentic Hungarian goulash. This is what we've got to do, apparently. So it's nice to be in the final leg, because once this is done, then it's just a matter of you can actually serve it if you want. I won't be doing that. I'll wait till later. I'll just keep this as it's quite a bit of, the whole pot's full, so I thought it was only supposed to be enough for 4 people, but I doubt that. I think there's a lot more food there. So there you go. That's what's there at the moment. So I'll just stir that in and keep it at, I've got it on a 3 setting out of 10 or 3 out of 9. So it's a fairly low setting for simmering. And once I put the top back on, my El Cheapo Dutch oven here it should start to bubble up and simmer. So fingers crossed. I'm off to Smithfield Shopping Centre on an overcast and drizzly Friday morning, just almost 9 o'clock, and just got to go down there and probably get a haircut this time, unless it's really crowded. It was last time, so fingers crossed it's not quite as bad. And also pick up a hose, because I'm getting fed up with my crappy old hose that I've got in the rear yard. The one in the front yard is the Kmart one, and that's fine. I'll get another one like that. It's only 10 metres, so it's not quite long enough, but I'll use the joiner on the old hose and just use a bit of that, and that should reduce the snagging that I always encounter. Well, that's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's only about $11, the Kmart hose. Definitely the cheapest option. If you buy them at through the supermarkets, you get the Brunnings one, and they make crappy fertiliser, so I don't know if they'll make very good hoses. That may be unfair, but that's my perception. But anyway, yeah, so I've got to get $11 for 10 metres is very cheap. And the other one's 15 metres, but costs more than twice as much, about $28. So, and I think the Kmart one's got decent quality. It's much better than the old cheapo one I bought initially, which was longer and just a pain in the arse. So regarding the garden too, just one thing that's interesting, I've got about half a dozen tomato plants that look reasonably healthy, but only one of them has actually finally produced some flowers, or yellow flowers. And I don't know why just one of them has done that, because they're all pretty well in the same position. I've watered them exactly the same, but and there's 2 varieties, so there's more than one of the ones that has actually flowered. Apparently, one of the most important things to get your fruit is to have pollination, and the way that that occurs is two ways: either through an insect like a bee, or alternatively just wind. Apparently it was very windy yesterday, so that might be a good omen. Apparently that shakes the pollen and goes into the stem, or I don't know what it's called. I'm not a botanist, but yeah, it actually it enhances the fruit growth. So otherwise they might just drop off those flowers and not produce any fruit, and that can happen as well. Now there's the bus. That's running pretty late, I'd say. Yeah, they're in a bit of a hurry by the looks of things. Yeah, it's just spitting at the moment, but not super sunny. I'm actually quite sensitive to glare at the moment. I don't know if it's the eye drops I'm taking. Probably should have it looked at. Oh God, they've cut all the foliage down here. Oh, that's not going to be good in summer. There's been no protection from the sun at all now. Oh, that's not good. Gee, I've never seen the highway this busy before. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely clogged with traffic. Has there been an accident? God, the traffic here is just insane. This is just after 11 o'clock in the morning. This is weird. I don't know why there's so much traffic. We've got to get the other side and walk over, but it's making it pretty damn difficult. Okay, finally there's a break in the traffic. Jeez, this is brutal. Wonder if anybody will let me through. Come on. Yep, no problem. That's good. Okay, well that made it easier. Look at that traffic. My God, I don't know what's going on. That is extraordinary. It's a good thing I decided to walk. There's no other option at the moment. Wow. And there must have been some huge bingle. That's all I can say. I have never ever seen it this bumper to bumper. Wow. Anyway, I got everything I wanted to get done. I got the garden hose, and remarkably it's much smaller than what I imagined, so it fitted into the back of my backpack without any problems. Quite light too. So that was good. Finally had a haircut, and that went smoothly. And got my Woolworths shopping done. So I had a very long chat to a couple of Victorians from Warrigal at the Smithfield bus stop, and they were just staying in Trinity Beach. So just had a chat about what life is like up here, and you know how they're up here for holidays, and yeah, nice couple. They're going to try to take the 111, but boy, if this traffic doesn't clear, it's going to be a very long trip for them. I really do need the exercise, so I'm happy to walk home today. Definitely overdue. I've been a total hermit. I've been at home since last Thursday. I haven't been out at all, so this is a well overdue walk. Look at this traffic, not moving much, is it? Absolutely insane. Well, luckily I caught the bus at the terminus, so I was just about to pull out. Had a couple of passengers on board, which is unusual. It was extremely busy going into Smithfield. The bus was packed. There was even a couple of people standing at one point. It's just getting out of control. It's going to get to a stage where they won't have enough buses for the demand. Well, we'll see what happens then. I doubt very much whether more buses will be put on. Oh, well. Well, that's good. I got a bit of exercise walking from the highway to the terminus. So that's something. And the weather's a lot better. It's not drizzling, it's sunny now. So, looking forward to my morning coffee. I never have it at home when I've got an early morning start, but it's something to look forward to when I get home. So, it'll be nice. And I don't have to granulate my own coffee. I don't have to grind it. I've got pre-ground coffee. Yeah, it's amazing. It actually isn't noisy in my backyard for once. Usually I've got sort of mechanical sounds coming from neighbours all over the place. But it's nice and quiet on this Saturday afternoon, apart from my coughing. Now, what I've got in frame here is the flowers on this one tomato plant stem. None of the others have got any flowers at this stage, but for some reason this one's does actually promise that there might be some fruit coming. I'm not holding my breath. I don't know exactly if that will be the case, but it's been windy. That's supposed to be good for spreading pollen and helping these plants actually develop fruit. So we can only hope. So yeah, I've got the other tomato plants look fairly healthy too. This one here's looking good, but again, no sign of flowers at this stage. So if I get any tomatoes at all, it'd be a bonus. I think I did get a couple when I was in Parramatta Park, and that was a balcony, which was windy, I've got to say, and maybe that's what helped, but it didn't get much sun, whereas these ones are getting enough sun, I think. What I probably should do, if I'm being scientific about it, is put them in different positions around the house and see where it works best. That may be why I'm not having any luck with my... well, here's the star of the show, by the way. This is the passion fruit plant, and it looks super healthy. So I don't know if you can see the buds there, but it's... Try to get them in frame. There's quite a few buds occurring. It looks super healthy. It really does look in good nick. So I've got high hopes for this one. We'll see. We'll see if we get any fruit from it, which will be rather nice. But tomatoes would be even better, and I wouldn't mind getting some more green capsicums. But I think this is about my only hope here in this particular pot. If I get it in frame, there you go. These ones, I'm pretty sure they're capsicums growing there, because I had a whole lot of seeds. I think these are capsicums as well, but I can't read the label now. It's sort of faded. Oh no, they're snow peas, but they're not really growing. These ones here, though, are capsicums, the ones that are in frame right now. So we can only hope. Have no luck over here with this last pot here. Is supposedly got the flame tree seeds in there, but they haven't germinated. Whereas they're going okay in the garden. I've got 2 of them that did, but I'm having no luck now. Again, it might be the time of year or something. I'm not sure what's causing that, but it can be frustrating doing a bit of gardening, but at least some of the plants are doing well. Well, look what I've discovered on this damp and overcast day in Cairns on a Sunday. As you can see, there are some buds there, some on this other plant, oh, here we go, I got it in frame now, sorry about that. I've got so much foliage here. That's, you can see that there's actually buds at the end of this particular tomato plant, and this one's going gangbusters. It's only in a small pot. I wish I'd put in a bigger one, but it's going to have flowers. So that's the second tomato plant that's looks as though we're going to get some fruit from, with any luck. Fingers crossed. Yes, just
Also, if I can just reiterate, if you could please comment or give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate the support. Thank you very much.